like trying to bash Q. That's not what I'm doing this for. Q was a fucking thief. He stole from everybody to get where he was at. If I stole from everybody to try to build my website, yeah, my website would have been #1. You know, respect to the dead and everything he did for hip hop, but honestly, he was a fucking thief. I'm a director. I've made movies, I've made TV shows, I've made a lot of web series. I've been doing this since 1998. You know, and he still stole my work. He put it on his site with no regard for me or my family. And I'm not harboring any animosity towards that dead man, but I think he was a fucking thief. He was a leech. He was a bloodsucker, and he did anything he could to try to step on his so-called competition. I never looked at him as competition because I never looked at him as a creator. He was always just a thief. I don't look at bootleggers and thieves as my competition. I'm in competition with producers. I'm a producer. He was never a producer, and that's why he always tried to hold us back. I spent the whole 2008 just battling Q, going back and forth with him. And then, you know, we started making, we started other web series, and you know, we would, you know, Q was paying attention to what we were doing, and you know, he would put out web series on WorldStar. And then I remember one time where we had this other web series. It was called Two Goons, and we were just going around making jokes about rappers, and when a rapper get robbed, we would like come up and be like, oh, two goons robbed that rapper. So we was making a lot of content early on before we even, we were making a lot of content that WorldStar was taking and branding it, but the minute we would try to sell stuff through our content, he would like cut that part out of our videos. Well, it didn't start off with me making a website. I started off making movies. I had a public access show in New York City, and I had a DVD, and I would sell those DVDs with my brother and my cousin on the streets. We would go to Canal Street, Times Square. We would sell DVDs hand to hand, and we would promote our television show that came on public access in New York. And like I said, at the time, YouTube just came out. There wasn't really no black outlets to promote what I was doing at the time. So yeah, I had all my stuff on YouTube. And then from doing that first project that I was doing, I ended up making a movie in 2007 called Criminals Gone Wild. And that was a DVD that we made in the streets, and it was about crime and criminal psychology. And it ended up, you know, when we released it, it ended up blowing up because the trailer was hot. And all the websites really was picking it up. This is when there really wasn't that many websites or hip-hop websites. There was a site called On Smash, and then this is when WorldStar had just came out. So yeah, after we made that movie, it became big in the media, and we released the movie and we started selling it. And then shortly after we started selling it, you know, I started getting interviews for like Bill O'Reilly, Geraldo. This is when True TV was Court TV. They wanted me to do an interview with whatever was the judge they had on TV at the time. You know, that all came from us making this movie. And at the time, WorldStar just came out, and they were trying to come up and capitalize off of urban media, black media. And what they were doing at the time was they were taking all the DVDs from the streets that videographers like me, they were taking like footage and DVDs from the streets, and they were putting it on WorldStar, and they would brand it as their own. They would like brand it as their own video. They never really gave credit to the source, the videographers, or anything like that. They would just put it on their website for free. I became a victim of WorldStar early on when they were trying to build up their name and their traffic. They took my movie when it was at its prime, when it was hot, and put it on their website for free. Meanwhile, I'm over here trying to sell my DVD for $26.98, and he has the movie on his website for free. But I reached out to dude Q, and you know, I told him to take the movie down off his website, and he didn't take it down because at the time, you know, all this intellectual property and digital copyright infringement, this was all new. So nobody really knew how to even respond to this type of stuff. It was all new at this time. So I told him to take the movie down. He didn't ever take the movie down. And like a week goes by, and so now I'm threatening him with lawsuits. I'm threatening him, like, you know, I'm gonna come find you. You know, and then he finally probably took the movie down after a week or two. But by then we had lost so much money in DVD sales. It was, you know, it was ridiculous. We lost a lot of money off of that because, like, when you would search for Criminals Gone Wild, WorldStar would come up #1 before my own website selling the DVD. So we lost a lot of money from that. I'm estimating we lost at least $100,000 off that. And you know, I'm a guy from the hood. Like, I never had any handouts. You know, we had to make that movie on our own. We had to market that movie on our own. So all the money coming from that DVD, that was going towards feeding our family. I'm talking about hip hop history. I'm not some angry dude that's mad because some other guy made more money than me. I made money in my career, and I've accomplished things that Q haven't accomplished with my website. So I'm not bitter about that. I have everything in life that I could ever want. I have everything, the car I always wanted to have it, the jewelry, all that shit. Like, I had every little nigga dream I ever had. I've accomplished that. So I'm not here to shit on no other man or shit on Q and his business, and all respect to his family. But as a businessman, he was a piece of shit.